Welcome to AltJake Takes On. Hello again, everybody. We are back. I am AltJake. You're listening to AltJake Takes On. I'm back from vacation, back at home, back with my better sound and my better mic. So, as always, I'm with my friend George. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm back. Back in the New York crew.
I was almost like back and better than ever, but I didn't want to steal the old Mike and Mike gimmick.
Don't steal. Just come up with
Right.
your own stuff.
Right? Yeah, no, but I feel better with the mic, and now I've got my monitor set up. I'm back home, so we're ready to rock and roll.
Cool. Good vacation?
Yes. Yeah, it was much needed. For nothing else, just the weather. You know, it's like 115 degrees. Well, I think we finally broke that, so now it's like 105 here, but it was the highest temperature we saw in San Diego was like 80, and the lowest was like 65. It was perfect, but right off the beach and got to, wind up and relax and have a nice, a lot of fun, tasty tiki drinks. We like to go to a little tiki bar. Shout out to the Grass Skirt in San Diego. I thought the bartenders there were a lot of fun. But yeah, no, it was a nice refresh first vacation we've been able to have in a good little while. Cause as people know, last year our cat got sick and to deal with that. And so it was a very good time. My wife and I are both back and refreshed and feeling much better and ready to get into the world and have some fun.
Cool. Hey, you hear what's happening tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time?
Jesus Christ. No, because that'd be 3 in the morning Eastern time for me.
Yeah, it would be.
For me. So yeah. What is that?
Hey, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling is coming to the WWE Vault YouTube channel tomorrow morning.
Okay. So what's funny is I was scrolling through Twitter earlier trying to grab some pictures for us to talk about today, and I saw a post about, and it had the picture of those, but I didn't really read what it was about. But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're dropping batches of 4 every Saturday morning, starting tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's cool. Doing it on Saturday morning, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's okay. And see, this just further confirms to me that I really think YouTube's getting the vault, like getting WWE's the library that people keep talking about. It just makes the most sense. It's the easily accessible. They have so many viewers and they'll make a shit ton of money on the ads and everything. It would make Netflix or Amazon or wherever it could go, or ESPN on that app I just think it would clog up those apps, where with YouTube it just works. It would just be perfect.
And there you go.
And they've been uploading up so much, and it's not just WWE stuff. There's ECW, WCW. I've seen other things that are somewhat like connected to different. They've uploaded so much already. It would be really weird if they, what are you gonna? I feel like they're setting that up.
I was watching on the WCW channel yesterday. They were running all nitros in a row, nitro marathon they had. So I was just zooming into that for a while. It was pretty fun to watch that stuff. I'm like, wow.
And it made perfect sense too, because Labor Day weekend was 1995 was when 95 was the first ever Nitro from the Mall of America. So yeah, it was the perfect weekend to do a Nitro marathon. When I saw that going through when I was on YouTube, like that makes so much sense. And I was on that all night last night. And just think of how many other people were and how many people would continue to be. And just YouTube is set up to have a library. Like, YouTube you can go live and everything else that you can do with YouTube, but what it was built for was to be a video library, a video vault. And that's just perfect.
I think they had it was a live thing. So they were running the episodes back to back live.
Right.
So I was in there, and there was at least 1,000 to 2,000 people in there throughout the course of the evening, because then the football game started last night. So that took away a chunk of people.
Yeah. But then also too, you could have people with that on their TV, and then they could have like their phone on with it too if they want to look back again. Because
you could tell when the game started, though.
I could imagine. Yeah, it's an immediate.
I just did it for comparison's sake, and you could tell.
It makes perfect sense. That's why. That's why a lot of the ratings are going to start changing with everything, even when we move forward with it. Football is king in the United States and always will be. And
that's why Raw's moving back. Time starts.
Right. Thank you. I was literally just thinking that. That's exactly. And then even too, with the PLEs and stuff, college football, like, you have to, it's almost like pick your poison. What do you want to compete against? Do you try to compete against college games or NFL games? And both are going to get massive viewers. And so it's just, which is one of the reasons, when Triple H always says, and obviously AEW is a competition or whatever, but the way they look at it a lot of times is just, we're trying to get the eyes that we can get, whether that's competing against, big time TV shows or big time sports or whatever it is.
You have to actually look at the lineup to see what you want to go against. I'd rather go against college football, but you have to pick the weekend night to do it. You got to pick the right time. You can't like pick Notre Dame against Miami.
Right. I was going to say Notre Dame USC was where I was going to go, just big rivalry games, or like, I know it's like, or like, I know this past weekend, what was it? Like Ohio State and Texas was pretty big, cause I was out in San Diego and I was actually up at a pub early to watch Tottenham play a soccer game at 7 a.m. But the Ohio State Texas game started at 9 a.m. and about 8:30, you started seeing people filing in. The bar had, one side was soccer, one side was the college football, but a lot of people. I mean, that's 9 a.m. and people are rip-roaring and ready to go. So if it's a big game, people will be watching the bigger game.
See, what that you can get away with, because that's 12 noon Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern, that's fine. But
if it's the night game, like
nighttime stuff, you got to be careful. They have to look at the schedule. They have to.
Right. No, and I mean, and obviously they're smart enough to know that and work with it, and that's why certain shows are going to be on Saturdays and certain shows are going to be on Sundays. It just makes sense, and that's where.
And with the ESPN collaboration, they got direct comp. I mean, they can't go against themselves. So
right. Well, and that also probably helps too, because I don't know the exact process of it, but I know they can like flex games and certain things, and ESPN would know if that's going to happen. Not for college. I meant for the NFL. I use it for the Sunday night games. Yeah. Right. No, but no, they're smart, and they've got enough good partnerships and enough. They're much more respected now as a mainstream business as opposed to just that wrestling stuff, or even when it was mainstream, but under Vince. I mean, let's be real. People were always like, that guy's fucking crazy. Everybody knew, but now they're really, when your face of the company is, Nick Khan, Emmanuel and Triple H that are, professionals, and you see them on ESPN when they're on talking about it and being interviewed by major interviewers versus some weird podcast with a crappy feed and a delay.
Yeah. Just it makes sense. I mean, ESPN, everyone's got it. Everyone knows ESPN. Everybody. You could be a non-sports fan and know ESPN right off the bat. It's easy connection. And I just checked my ESPN about 20 minutes before I got out. We talked earlier. And it's set up for everything already. Like the football, NFL's already got their block in there, and wrestling's got their block in there. I'm all right. I guess
like we talked about before, they announced it early enough to where they could have it built and ready to go. Because we even talked about it. It's like that first week of September is really when you've got to be humming, because football is going to be starting, and then WrestlePalooza is coming up in 2 weeks. It's right around the corner.
Worst name ever.
It is. It's well, I mean. It's up there with the Great Balls of Fire is a pretty terrible one.
I would take that over this. I would. WrestlePalooza is terrible. Great Balls of Fire is terrible. It's terrible as well.
Yeah,
but not as terrible.
And what was the other one? Was it Wrestle Dreams? Pretty bad. Wrestle Dynasty. There's just some bad ones.
Phil said it perfectly. Phil said WrestleMania should be the only one with wrestle in the title. That's it. That's
valid. That is valid as fuck. I know. I am 100% with Phil Marks at Pro Wrestle Times on that one. Well, yes, that is like there's certain things that you don't need to sully, and honestly, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
creative,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether you like those stupid once a month dog in your house or whatever the hell they were.
Gosh.
Yeah, but they were creative.
God.
They were creative.
Yeah,
they were
but
good,
really silly. But at least they were going about, and there would usually be around a specific talent or some kind of storyline. Also, too, what I thought was weird, if you're gonna go with the Palooza, obviously you're playing off Lollapalooza. We get that. Lollapalooza initially was a touring festival, but the last, I want to say at least 10, maybe 15 years. I think it's almost, I think they're 20, but they've been only in Chicago. It's a strictly Chicago festival. I went to it. My wife and I went 2016, 17, 18. It's a lot of fun, but so if you're going to call it WrestlePalooza, how the fuck do you not have that in Chicago? Like the whole thing is stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is also part of their way of getting that. That's part of that Indianapolis deal they made for a while back, where they were going to get when they gave them the Rumble
somewhere.
Yeah, and because they were other additional PLEs. Well, here you go. I mean, it should be a good card. It'll be a fun show. Just yeah, shit name.
Yeah. By the way, the best Lollapalooza, 1992.
Okay, what was the? It's hard to remember the lineup. Something.
Okay, because I was there. I went to Toronto to go see this.
Okay.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, Ministry, Ice Cube.
Nice. See that? Yeah, I always like that about Lollapalooza.
One more
they were able to mix around.
Oh, Jesus and Mary Chain were there.
Okay,
good stuff.
Right. No, that's it. It's a fun. I mean, the years we went in Chicago, it was great because they used all of Grant Park. So you've got the big fountain from Married with Children right there in the middle of it, and the stages are spread out enough where they could have big acts on both of their main stages.
Sorry, Soundgarden.
Oh yeah, no, that is a solid 1992 lineup. Yeah, that is perfect. That is hard. That is.
By the time Chili Peppers came out, I was done, dude. Done.
Okay, so they were the headliner.
I'm Pearl Jam and Soundgarden at the time. At that time, I loved them. Peppers were like, okay, I like a couple of their songs, but
yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like the Chili Peppers have some fun stuff, but it's one of those. There are a lot of their songs are very similar, and it's a fun vibe. But I could also like if they're trying to get up and dance after a long day of a festival, it could be a little tired.
You know how those festivals work, dude.
I've been to plenty.
They start at 10, 11 in the morning. They go to 10, 11 at night.
You're talking to a man who was married at a music festival. My wife and I are big fan. That's literally how we were when we got together. We met online through online dating, and in both of our profiles, we had like a list of concerts and things we were going to, and most of them were similar, but also just like, oh, this is the type of person I want to be with. Because I went to Coachella 2012, 13, and 14. I went to Riot Fest in Chicago in 2015. Punk Rock Bowling in 2015. Yeah, and then my wife and I went to Lollapalooza 16, 17, 18. It's a lot of fun.
They were fun at the time.
Unfortunately, I was just gonna say, unfortunately, they've started to skew. The last few years I went were the last times where there was more acts that were at least more in my vein as I see their lineups coming anymore. And I get it. They're big. Hey, they're big draws, but I'm not paying because it's an expensive trip, and I'm not paying that for the lineups that they have now. Unfortunately, it's not as much for me, but hey, that's you kids go out. Awesome. You kids have fun, which is really what it's for. I mean, I went through most of my 20s and my 30s. I'm 43 now. It's a little bit harder for me to do a 3-day music festival. The one my wife and I
couldn't do it unless there's a big RV there.
Yeah, it's the one my wife and I go to every year is based here in Phoenix. It's called M3F, and literally the park is a mile away from our house, and it's only a 2-day festival. And yeah, we take the light rail, and we can sleep on our own bed and take a shower. Yeah, there's something to be said for that.
100%.
Not gonna lie, but hey, speaking
not
of,
gonna go to the Burning Man area.
Yeah, no, I've never been. Burning Man never really interested me. That's a little bit too past my.
I heard about that.
I was
disaster they had this year.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah,
you heard about all that stuff that happened
with the fire, or was that with that this year?
No, this is when the dust storm came through.
Oh no, I didn't hear that. As someone who lives it, we just had a giant.
Dude, it ruined the orgy tent. Hello,
the orgy tent.
The orgy tent blew away, and then they had rain and monsoons and sandstorms and all this stuff, and then it became a mud show, and then it became a crap show, and oh god,
Hey, those dust storms and monsoons can come out of nowhere. I live.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, 100%. There's, we had one. What was it, like 3 or 4 days ago here? I was still in San Diego, but we're seeing videos and stuff where they'll come up, or just literally out of nowhere, it'll just be a wall of dust that'll come through. Yeah, our parking lot in our condo complex is still filthy. You can tell which spots had a car during this monsoon and which ones didn't. It's a very clear difference.
Yeah.
My car is disgustingly filthy. I would go get it washed, but there's monsoon season through the rest of September. So it's
just in case people are wondering, the orgy tent is exactly as I say it.
If you don't know about Burning
it's a big tent, and all it has inside is mattresses. That's all that's there. They showed the before picture, and they showed when the storm came through, and that's all that's there, folks. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, well, see,
as advertised.
My music, see, when I go to festivals, the reason we would go is because there would be multiple bands that you wanted to see, and I would always think,
orgy tent?
I would, Coachella's fun, but I would always stay at the Motel 6 that was like a mile and a half away so I could have an actual bed versus the tent town that seemed a little.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But I would always go of like, hey, there's like 4 or 5 bands I would want to see. And if I paid to see them all individually, it would cost probably more. And I'm going for the music and the experience, not just the lighting a giant thing on fire and everybody jumping around and hanging out in the orgy tent. And I'm also assuming there's probably more than one of those.
No, there's only one. It's a big tent.
That's
a huge tent.
Right.
It was.
I feel like
it opened my eyes. Let's just say that. I'm like, holy crap.
So, it's Burning Man. Like, so where is the burning? I'm just saying, I feel like that might not be just the thing on fire. That might be a little.
There's nobody there. That's
yeah. Well, you just said mattresses. You didn't say there was any protection, man.
Dude. When I saw it,
we skewed off the path.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
No,
I don't know.
Hey, you get me talking about music festival. That's one of the things I always said is if this channel was able to like majorly take off and I was able to spin off, the next thing would be like AltJake Takes on Music, because I worked at a record store for 4 years. I managed and traveled in bands for it's the reason I never graduated college, because I would always drop out to go on music tour.
So speaking of music,
yeah, always
this popped up. I think yesterday or the day before from the NFL. One of the reporters, the reason I'm bringing this up because Jeff Jarrett dropped Travis Kelce's name.
Oh, right.
And was kind of hinting that he wanted them to come there.
Jeff's just trying to get an invite to that wedding.
Yeah, it ain't happening. Anywho.
She was his
baby. Yeah, he might. Anywho, so a person in the media asked Roger Goodell if there's any truth to the rumor that they're trying to get Taylor Swift to do the halftime show, because last year's halftime show blew.
Oh, only my wife was home. Oh, my wife's a major Swiftie and pays all attention to that. She's told me all of the conspiracy theories of where it connects. I just don't fully remember them all, but there's a lot of. It seems like it's a probable thing, is what I've heard.
Yeah,
and it would make a lot of sense.
He wouldn't say. Obviously, he can't commit to it because Jay-Z sets up the halftime shows. That's his gig now. Halftime shows for NFL. In case you didn't know that, Jay-Z books the acts. But I think, man, you talk about ratings. Jesus.
Oh,
because we're going to get in the ratings in a minute, but the ratings for the NFL halftime show last year were terrible. And if you have Taylor Swift, dude, holy crap.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, and like there's like I said, my wife's a major Swiftie. She's went to 2 of the concerts during that Big Eras tour. She went to the one that was here and then went to the one in Louisiana with her friend who lives in New Orleans. And there's like like she basically would take over the city that she would come into. Like at the amount of people that will be tuned in for just that, 18 minutes or whatever would be, and then also 2 of like the rewatches again on YouTube or wherever else. Cause like when she did that podcast with Travis and Jason Kelce, like my wife watched it like 3 or 4 different times. It was like, there was Easter eggs here and there. And it's a whole world.
Think about it for a minute. Is there a current pop, country, rock single star that could carry the whole halftime show by themselves? Because what they've been doing is they've been having multiple people come into the acts. You know what I mean? Multiple people coming in for the halftime show. So it's not just one person. It's one person with somebody else. Like Jelly Roll show up with Post Malone. And Taylor Swift can carry a halftime show by herself.
Easily. She could even if she really wanted to, because like I know she does big productions with dance. She could probably honestly even just do it like just her and a guitar too, because that's
they're gonna make that.
It would be. I'm just saying she could. It'll be an amazing spectacle because that's what she does. And that's what. It's also funny why like when people try to make comparisons, like I know like Dave, for some reason Dave Meltzer always tries to invoke her name because I feel like probably his son's girlfriend likes it. She's a much her level of stardom basks over any of the rest of it. It's there's stars, and then it's a level of superstardom. I mean, it's almost to the level of like what Michael Jackson would have been when he was at his peak and things like that. I mean, she sold out like massive stadiums all over the planet.
Thinking she's up in Beatles territory.
Probably. I mean, that tour, the numbers of it were just insane of being able to, and then she would do like 2 or 3 nights in the and we're not talking
sold
arenas,
out straight
stadiums.
sold out.
You know,
unbelievable.
Yeah, no, more power to it. I'm not it's not my style of music, but I got no problem with it. Hey,
I have no problem with their music. Actually, I don't like it, but I won't turn it off.
I hear it a lot because my wife plays it. It doesn't bother. It's not one of the things where I'm like, oh, this again. It's fine. Yeah, and hey, if it makes people happy, doesn't hurt things, like I got no problem with it. It's one of the things that people, people gatekeep a lot of stuff, but when people try to, gatekeep and shit on music that a bunch of people like, hey, it doesn't have to be for you.
Since you mentioned YouTube, NFL's doing their game tonight only on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Kansas City and the Chargers are from Brazil tonight.
I knew that was okay. No, I did know that. I just didn't realize that was tonight. I knew the Brazil game was.
I think NFL Plus has it. NFL Network Plus has it too, but YouTube's where they're going. I mean, their main focus is YouTube. It's all over my TV. I can't turn on my TV. I feel like turn on TV. Set reminder right off the bat. I'm like, what the hell? So that's good. That's going to be interesting. I think they turned on. I don't think they have chat on though, which is probably the best thing.
Probably smart. Yeah, especially too with how much people would really probably spam it with a bunch of fucking crazy links.
Yeah, I didn't think I saw any. So those are going to lead to some really good numbers tonight.
I was just gonna say,
as I head into the category of bad numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. That I guess that's probably the best place to start. It's the most recent Dynamite rating. Again, I mean, as we've talked about it, ad nauseum on this show, of the go home shows to their pay-per-views are the absolute worst shows, not only just watching wise, but they get the worst ratings. And
but this was a regular show.
Oh, that's right. Or was it not? Oh, that's right.
No, the pay-per-view was the thing.
Yeah, you're right. No, my brain. Nope. See, I was on vacation. My brain's still like,
I know.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. No, you're right. That is so there's just no
regular show.
And it's at the, it's the old ECW arena. You would think there'd be some sort of just spark. I don't know. I'm rarely shocked by much when you see the numbers of it here, but we've been talking about it of they would eventually start to see under 500. This is not even close. And I know
I gotta think this is a 1 week hiccup.
I mean, well, this is most of the country is going back to school right now, and whether that's college or whatever's kids, that always is a time where there is an influx of people. Talk about it. I mean, if you hear any of the old time wrestling podcasters, where it's either, I've heard it from Jerry Briscoe, Jim Cornette, even Bruce Pitcher or whatever, that you do a bunch in summer, but that point where it's September starts and Labor Day, people are doing. I saw it when I was in San Diego. We got out there last Sunday, so and we were there till Wednesday. The amount of people that started showing up on the Thursday and Friday before Labor Day, and then that Saturday, Sunday, and that Monday was insane. And then on Tuesday, it was a ghost town.
Yeah.
People are getting that last vestiges of summer.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I understand the back to school thing, but the back to school thing only exists in the upper East Coast area. Like down here in Arkansas, the kids have been back to school for 3 weeks. That's true too.
They were back to school here in Phoenix the first week of August. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No, it's just, it's a good point. There's a lot of different factors of it, but it's just, there's no excuse. And I'm very, very interested in what they'll try to do as a bounce back, but is it a 1 week thing? That's where I'm at. They'll be over 5, I would think, next week, but if they're at 5'10", 5'15", I
would expect at least almost 6.
You would hope. God, for their sake. I'm always labeled as an AEW hater, and it's not that I want them to be better of it. It's just the shows are bad, and you can see why. I haven't seen the breakdown of the quarter hours with it because I didn't watch the show. I was traveling that day, but it's just, I saw some highlights. Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And then Collision was under 2, wasn't it? Collision was 198. 195. I thought it was 188.
Mom, could it be 190? I'm just guessing. I'm sorry.
190, whatever. It's not good. No matter what.
You and I could put a TV show on and do 190.
Seriously.
Probably.
Give me a little time. We could figure something out. At least make it, you'd get people in because there'd be some word of mouth of we would go somewhere with it.
All we need is a fake 90s laugh track. That was all we would need.
What? Wait, what the? Thank you.
Yeah, that's all we would need. 195,000 people. Bing.
I mean, it's how long before Collision's canceled? I mean, there can't be much.
They're gonna move it. They're gonna move it to Wednesday or Thursday.
Thursday is what I've heard. Yeah,
they're gonna tack it. Either they'll tack it on to the end of Dynamite or just put it on Thursday.
I mean, if you tack, then we have a 3 hour
3 hour show. Yeah.
Oh,
but technically only 2 for Dynamite. You want to see ratings dip? Watch that happen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you can't. There's not really a comeback from that. I mean, it's just it's astonishing to see with it. And then this is even with we know the max numbers that people say are always garbage, but even if they were at 500, you're not any. Oh God, this is just. And then you're getting 900 people in the ECW arena that definitely can hold like 12 to 1,400.
I'll defend Collision a little bit. I mean, come on, it's a college football opening weekend.
That's the other thing. I mean, when Collision initially was announced back when it was under CM Punk and they started in summer and they had I know the first couple they had the 800,000. It was right. I remember even thinking then, I'm like, what are you going to do come September? Because once college football starts, I mean,
Saturday is college football day.
It is.
The bottom line. I mean, it's just going to happen.
And there's so many people that live and whether it's people that just care so much about their team that they're going to the games and tailgating and spending or just the people that consume it all and just, are going back and forth because there's just so much of it.
I got news for you. If you're down here in the South, wrestling's big, but college football, you don't see people outside. There's nothing going on.
No,
it's amazing down here.
No, I can remember. I think it was on the ESPN app that they have the history of the SEC 8-part documentary series that just
ESPN has it, but SEC Network did it.
That's what it was. That one. That one where that's one of the best documentaries out there on sports in general. But you just the entire time it's what their life is about. That people live for. I remember at the beginning where it's people talking about don't plan a wedding on a Saturday from September through November.
When I first moved down here from Buffalo, I moved down here in May. Okay. So obviously I didn't know college football is not happening in May. So summer goes by, September comes, everything changed.
Right. It's
the apartment complex I lived at. Everything was red and white for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Everybody has their hat on. There wasn't everybody's watching that. It was amazing to see. Yeah, it really blew my mind the first Saturday of the football season. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, it's when people say it's a way of life, it literally is in the South, but and it's not as big in other places, but it's pretty close in places the Midwest is very similar where you're getting
Oklahoma shit.
Yeah. I was thinking, what is it? Michigan that's got that stadium that holds 110,000 people that they sell out all the time. And then Ohio State's got theirs too. Yeah. Yeah. And then, like you said, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's got Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. And then Texas, we all know about Texas. They've also got their Friday night football too. So, I mean, it is literally what they live for. And
there are high school games on Friday night to get more of a crowd than AEW gets constantly.
Easily, some of those high school stadiums are bigger than some college. They're bigger than any D2 or D3, but they're bigger than some D1 schools. I mean, that's
high school football down here. Down here gets about 3,000 to 5,000 people. Now you take that to Texas,
right?
Now you're talking triple that, maybe on a Friday night. Hell yeah,
yeah. No, and that's all. And Texas, it's all over Texas too. It's not like it's just just Dallas or just an area.
It's everywhere, dude.
It's their whole way of life.
It's pretty awesome.
It's going to draw more ratings. Yeah, no, it's
good for the kids.
I've seen different documentaries. Another documentary I watched about was even in Texas where the small towns they do I think it's 6-man football where they don't play. It's a whole.
I don't care for that. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying when you're in a small town that's
I get it. I understand it.
It's just
I saw the same thing. I saw the same documentary you saw. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just how ingrained it is. I wasn't. It wasn't like I was. The sport is that fun or whatever. That's insane to me that we're gonna modify it so we can still play this game.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good for the kids. It really is.
It is. No, I was saying some of the best some of the best experiences you can have growing up is playing is through sports. I mean,
yeah, the only bad thing about that is the parents.
Yo, God. Yes.
All right. I'll give you a quick story.
Please.
I coached hockey in Buffalo.
Yep.
Coached hockey for many years. Okay. Played hockey for many years. Coaching, I coached 2 different levels. I coached high school level, and then I coached for fun at the house league level. House league level is just a bunch of people that want to play the game.
Right. Like Sunday league. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, it's fun. You're there to have fun. On many occasions, I had parents coming up to me. My son's not playing enough. He's really good. I'm like, first of all, this is not really serious. You want to be serious? Go to my high school team and try out over there. But your son sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I used to keep calm, and I think one day it just hit me, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't talk to you because you're delusional and you're getting in my head. That's the problem with parents. They all think, I get that.
Their kids are the best.
Yeah, but they're not.
Right. No.
They're not. 9 times out of 10, they're not. Unless you're Wayne Gretzky's dad.
Right.
Different
yeah,
story.
you got to look at it through their eyes. No, my father was I've talked about before. He was a soccer coach for, almost 30 years here in the same kind of situation. And then my mom was a principal of a middle school, and like kids would get in trouble. The parents would be like, no, not my angel. And like, no, we had no, your kid punched 3 other kids.
How many times your dad hear, hey, my son's almost as good as Messi is? I'm like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but why isn't my kid wearing the number 10? He's Maradona. No, he's nothing like Diego Maradona. Oh my God. No, there was, I can't remember specific stories off the top of my head, but I can just remember like as a cumulative thing growing up, just knowing like, I mean,
like the fact they threw out Messi there. You like that?
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. My dad was a little older, so it'd have been more like, I would Maradona, not so much Pele, but yeah.
I was going to say Pele, but I figured that was too early.
Yeah. Well, that would have been my dad when he was in college. And I mean, my dad coached high school here from 1980 till 2004, 5. He died in, I think 2004. Yeah. But,
you never went with the parents, never.
No, and that's kind of going back to fucking Tony Khan, where he's a nepo baby that's always told. I felt good about that one. I really did. We're getting this. Hey, we're getting more of the professional and less the unprofessional here as we grow into this. I like it. No, but seriously though, that's where he's a nepo baby and delusional. And I mean, whether it's also dad just like telling him, yeah, you're great, and go over there, or just because he's never been told he can do wrong, and just. He's the interviews that he was giving after Forbidden Door of just like Classic. How great it was.
Classic.
Right. And just, just everything. I went back to thinking about when it was 2000 and they're giving you specific dynamites like that people can remember. Like he's quoting them like these are like episodes, like the episodes of Raw where Mick Foley won the title.
Right.
Like, yeah. Okay. We all remember that's January 4th, 1999, the 1999 because of what it was. In the moment with Nitro and all of that stuff. You're not doing the same shit. And then to talk about 2020 shows, like
they were good. They were good.
I mean, yeah, but just how many times can you revert back to, what was it? Oh, 2024 is going to be the next 2021. We've restored the feeling. We're back, restored baby. The feeling. Restored every time. You can't restore if you can't keep restoring the same. You got me, you son of a bitch. This guy is good line. No, you can't keep restoring. I mean, this is what's going to happen. I also feel like a lot of this too is the people. I've always kind of wondered what the number or percentage of people that watch it is. Not so much hate watching, but the people that are watching almost just as like this is bad or just to laugh at or whatever. Because. And I feel like there's going to be less and less of that because people have better shit to do with their time because you catch most of it on Twitter and it's and also
we figured their core audience was about 500 to 600,000.
That's what I thought.
That's what I figured. I shouldn't say we. I'm sorry.
Right. No, you're good. I wonder of that, like if they've been averaging like of that 600 though. What is it 50,000 or 100 that just don't actually don't like this rod? Like it's more of like a joke to them. I don't know. I just
weird
because I know a lot of people that like to get in the Twitter spats and stuff. They make sure they watch so they can have the arguments. That's why I never tell people like when I talk about AEW or I'm more of a high level because I haven't watched the shows religiously yet. But it's one of those things that I don't want to tell people. I don't tell people what they should watch. I just say why I don't normally like. That's I'm never telling other people of it. So I'm just wondering what that percentage of people that don't actually like it and maybe they've started to give up, because how did they go? What were they at? Like, what was this rating before this? Like 580 or like 560? It wasn't 472
or something. No,
yeah,
565 somewhere around.
I mean, when I first saw it, when I first saw it, I glanced. I thought it said 492, and I was like, that's close. Just 472 is not.
It's not good.
No, it's terrible. And I want to. And how bad is it? How bad is the tank job? I mean, obviously their lead-in wasn't any good either, but that should never matter. Of it.
I think the Big Bang Theory lead-in just tapped its course,
I know
you know what I mean?
Yeah, from what I know, I never watched I never was a fan of that show. I don't watch many sitcoms, but I know from what people say is it's like kind of like The Simpsons, where there's like the golden years and then it gets kind of crappy or whatever. Yeah. And I feel like that's what happens. Once the geek
hooks up with the hot
right,
chick,
exactly. Yeah, it's like what is it, like the old fucking, was it Moonlighting? What's Bruce Willis and because the will they won't they, nice once they do. Yeah, and it was the other one. There's was it The Nanny? That was another one. Even fucking Friends. Like that's the will they won't they is what gets you.
Pulling some good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I have a weird memory. That's what I'm good with. I try to bring back some insight with it. But that's
speaking of good stuff, whenever you see Tony Khan going live on X, you gotta watch it, dude. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, I have seen clips of those, but I haven't seen them.
I actually now follow Tony Khan because I have to see this. He goes live at sporadic times, like before Dynamite, and certain times he goes live on X, and it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's seriously it's so cringe. But
gold,
okay, you gotta get through the cringe. You gotta get through the cringe. All right. Now, make sure I hit the dispensary before I watch them.
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, right. Because just sometimes I just like there's a point where it just gets too cringe, and it almost just it's
so funny because he has no skill, people skills.
Yeah, no, I remember, shout out to the AEW Mole. I remember after, I forget one of the clips that he was on. I remember asking him, like, does Tony actually think he's really good at this? And the Mole's like, not really. Like, he's trying, but he knows he's bad at it. I'm like, then why does he keep doing it? Like, I mean, and now he's bringing poor Renee has to sit out there with him for those fucking things. Oh my God, I feel so bad for her. I feel like she should just stayed with her podcast and her.
I did like how he was like the common man, the one he did. I'm the common man. I'm at my dad's mansion showing you a $30 million picture on the wall that we all have on our walls here.
Let me hang out from my super yacht. Not even
that was the one earlier, but he did the one. He did one from his dad's house, his mansion.
Oh my God.
That was that was a good one. That was awesome.
The disconnect. His brain just doesn't actually.
It's great.
He's just doesn't understand what it's like. He doesn't understand value of money in any way. Just doesn't understand how to interact and talk to humans. Like he's just.
This is gold.
I'm all right. I will follow and I will. All right, I will watch these. We'll pull some stuff from it. That's fine. No. Excuse me. I mean, hey, this is why I can't feel at people, the people that want to enjoy this and want to and the people that feel bad for him. I can't feel bad for the guy because he keeps doing it to himself, and he still has never hired anybody who will tell him different. Like there needs to just. How is there nobody that can just be like, dude? I know you think this is working, but it's not. We've got to change. We've got to it's like,
you can't.
Only hires yes man.
It can't happen. It just can't. What's he? Yeah.
And I mean, and then they waited until just a day or two ago to announce that they're moving the all out start time, to a 3 p.m.
Look at you.
We're getting good at this, man. I'm liking this. This is why, hey, people like, share, subscribe, give us more. The more subscribers we have, the more we can do this, the better we can get at it, people. We're trying to have some fun here. It's good. But they just moved it. I mean, again, not thinking about the people involved, like
this is in Toronto. For this. This is Toronto, right?
Yes, this is the one. Yeah,
you just mentioned
people traveling for this.
Yeah, okay. If you're in Buffalo, this is great because it's just a 3-hour journey. But if you're coming from like Chicago or anywhere else, you just made people 5 hours difference.
And then and so now
that's a tough call, dude.
Never mind, if they had to do a hotel Maybe they'd plan to do yes. And then maybe they'd plan to fly in at a certain time or fly out. Like, like what I would think you might want to do is like fly in that morning, get into your hotel, and then go to the show that evening, stay at the hotel, and then fly. So now if you're flying, I was planning to land at like 12 to 1 and then check in, and the show was going to start at 6 or 7 or whatever, like he just doesn't think about how it impacts the people involved with it.
Because when people go to a city, they fly in, they get an Uber, they go to their hotel, they get something to eat, maybe go down to the bar, relax for an hour or two to get acclimated with where you're at because you're in a different city, get used to what's going on, not land a plane and get an Uber to go to friggin' Skydome.
Yeah, right. No.
Right off the bat. I mean, Jesus Christ. Think about, like you said, think about your friggin' paying customer.
You gotta just throw your luggage at the hotel. Get up, I'm gonna run. Like there's no, Or if people had planned, like you said, it could be better if there was people that weren't sure what they were going to do. And like maybe from Buffalo. All right. So then we'll come in the night before, go to the show, and then drive home afterwards. Cool. But like the amount of people that's going to affect is going to be very minimal. Most people, from at least what I've seen of people that are going, they're not happy about this being moved. And why are they moving it? So they're not competing with WWE. Well, okay. So now you're going to compete with college fucking football.
Yeah.
Idiots.
It's a double-edged sword. But here's the other thing that we're not taking into account. Think about the city of Toronto. If you think about it from their end of it, you have people coming in. Okay, let's say 20,000. 20,000 people coming in for an 8 o'clock start. Then the bars take over that. When that lets out, Skydome, it's a perfect location. You go right down to the city and you're in Happy Land.
Okay. Downtown. Yeah.
Now that's not going to happen.
Right.
Well, it's going to happen, but this is going to go from 3 until 8:30.
Right.
People are going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
Because now their whole day is out of whack.
Right. Especially
instead of starting your drinking at, if you have a couple cocktails before the matches start, you're drinking at 6.
Day drinking.
6? Yeah, now you're day drinking. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Better have some Red Bulls in them MMFs, man.
City of Toronto bent over and took it hard on this one. I'm sorry. They really did, because they're screwing them on money. Oh, nice.
So I tried to get it in before I thought you had the last line, like the screwed. I was trying to. No, there's this benefits no one, and doing it this late. Like if you were going to do this, you had to pull the trigger. Like what Wrestlepalooza was announced
at the beginning. Just announce it at 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
because you're gonna. At this point, you have to know that when you schedule something, WWE is going to go against it in some way, NXT or somebody,
and
so just do it.
And
if you're going to do it, screw yourself.
As we've said from the beginning, I think in the first fucking episode of this goddamn show, focus on your own shit, Tony. Don't worry what WWE is doing. Don't make a comparison to them. Just like after Forbidden Door, like he tried to make some sort of comparison that his contract thing wasn't the Money in the Bank and another. Like he can't help himself. He's always like, from day one, they were focused on, we're attacking WWE. We're here to compete. Get your own shit go. It's good, and people are enjoying it, and it will become competition on its own. That's how.
They just left this 8 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly, and not worry a damn thing about WWE. Do your own shit. Don't worry about referencing them. Don't worry about competing with them. Get your own things as good as you can. Even if it's one of those things where it's like, hey, people were watching Wrestlepalooza, but you put on an amazing show, so people are watching the highlights. Oh shit, maybe I got to catch the next one. That's how you do it, as opposed to just cowering. Like this is, I don't know.
But to be honest, this probably wouldn't have happened. The time slot change anyway, if it wasn't for Dickless Dave. Because he's the one he suggested it. It was his call.
Yep.
Tony listens to Dickless.
Mr. 3% as people
30%.
Well, I was thinking that 3% what he has in the company, but 30% is his favorite.
He doesn't have it.
No, I don't think he does either. I've said it consistently. I don't think Dave has an investment in it. I just think that Dave knows Dave's investment in AEW is his audience for the Observer. The people that are still subscribing, that actually listen to him and care about what he's saying and watch the shows not as a joke and for ironic content, those people are the AEW sickos. That's all he's got.
He is hurting AEW more than he thinks he is. He thinks he's helping. He
destroying it from the inside. Yeah. The call is coming from inside the house. Like he's
nothing could be truer than what you just said.
Seriously, it's true. No, you're right. He's every time all he does, like, I mean, even when I was still, because I gave AEW a lot of chances. I went to the first AEW show they had here in Phoenix. I wanted it to be good because I love professional wrestling. I had to, like, that was what I had to ignore Dave. I muted him at one point.
He spoils everything.
Yeah. Well, and like what he was saying too, I'm like, this isn't true. Like, they could get better. And I forget, I went back and looked a couple of months ago and I forget what it was. I got to go look again. I just remember calling him out on something when I was definitely still a fan of AEW. I'm like, no, you're wrong because of this, this, and this. No response, just an immediate block. And it's like that gatekeeping shit. That's where I started to be like, I don't want to be a part of this fan base. It's like all of a sudden, like, hey, if I like, like if you're at a concert and you're like, I like this, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by, a bunch of Yahtzees, you're like, maybe this isn't where I want to be, Right. I don't know. I feel like there's a time and place, and that's where, you didn't want to be around Dave's weird people, and then just their audience got weirder and more gatekeepy and more, again, less pro AEW and more anti WWE, and just focus on AEW and being good. And
you're going to find out that all the shit that he suggests and like I said, he spoils everything. Right. There's no surprises in AEW anymore. Yep. Zero. You can't have a surprise. You can't.
Yeah.
Like if Brock Lesnar wasn't coming back to WWE and Tony signed him, we would have heard about it. We would have known when it was on. We would have known everything already. And
it would have been no. And yeah, exactly. And then, he can't even and I wish I should have pulled it, but I saw a quote that he was like, we think AJ Lee is coming back to wrestle to WWE, but we're not sure. Like, because he can't. Oh my God. Like he can't get anything right or with it. And like, clearly she's coming back. Have you not, did he not watch Raw? Did he not watch?
They got all signs pointing in the right direction.
Right.
The question is when. That's
when.
All.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like her in-ring return is going to be at WrestlePalooza. Like it's clear. Now, will she come out and cut a promo or do whatever? We are only a couple hours away from SmackDown airing live from Chicago. I would be surprised if she doesn't at least have some sort of, even if it's like at the end where they just like show her. I don't know. It's in Chicago. They live in Chicago.
Becky Lynch is starting the show tonight. So
is she?
Yeah.
Okay, then come on. I don't know.
Unless I'm wrong, unless my information was wrong.
Hey, no, I'm going.
And by information, I mean what I seen online, folks. I'm sorry.
Hey, WWE is usually good about posting those type of things because they want people to be excited about it. And they got what they wanted out of it. They're drawing people's attention. I mean, they posted this a month ago where they had the rise of AJ Lee again, putting stuff on the WWE Vault, building it up on the building up the library, but. You put that out there. You didn't announce it. They don't say much about it. If people want to look into it,
right,
or talk about it, because that's the thing about it, and we might as well talk about it. Where what she was as a professional wrestler. It's one of those.
You and I are different here a little bit,
and that's fine. I love that when we can have a civil conversation and disagree and still be friends and still be cool about it because that's who we are. That's what I love about what we do with our channel. But some of the things about what she was. Especially in that era. Like, that's why I like this picture because it has that butterfly title. Let's be real. What was good wrestling-wise, in-ring-wise about any of what was going on with that title? Like when Charlotte got it and then they got rid of it, that might have been the only thing because they were 3-minute matches, 2-minute matches. Like it wasn't anything that was going to be. But what I thought she always did very well was make a connection with the audience. She was great on the mic. Some of her promos, especially when she was being a bitch and cutting back at people, I enjoyed it. Now, it was a long time ago, so maybe I'm looking at it back with, nostalgic eyes. I do want to watch this rise of her before, at some point before. I don't know if I can catch it in before SmackDown tonight, but I want to see because I've seen a lot of these type of things where, classic Ryan Satin hot take, but I always thought she was super overrated because, he hates CM Punk or, the other one up there. Yeah, what's up?
I don't hate CM Punk, but I would. She was not super overrated at the time. I think she's become super overrated now. This is me talking because I never thought she was that good.
And who was that? You know,
that's the thing. This whole era of women's wrestling was. Blech.
So, you know, and that's
didn't like. I mean, I get the connection with the fans, but the female talent during this is just my opinion.
You're good. No, I love it. No, because
I never thought AJ Lee was that good. I never thought Michelle McCool was that good. That whole era they weren't good. They were there for one reason.
Yep.
Like you said, it was 3 to 5 minute matches. They were there to show their body, and that was it.
And you know,
so their in-ring work
their
in-ring work was never a thing.
Right
now, unless something has changed and she's done things, we'll see. That's fine.
That leads into perfect. I love you. Thank you for that segue, because here's the difference, and here's what we're gonna see. We saw Nikki Bella come back, and she cannot hang with the current era. Let's see what happens with AJ Lee. Yeah, but we never thought. I mean, Nikki she was what she was. I never thought she was gonna. You know, I never really was into the Bellas. We've talked about that. Her match with Becky tried. Becky did all she could in Paris, and it was what it was. So let's see what happens with AJ. She was always good on the mic. I thought she was great on the mic.
I'll give you that
backstage segment. So we know that stuff's going to be good when she comes back. That's the reason why I think that she is going to come back tonight, just because they will, got to get that ball rolling, get people excited about it. And again, Chicago. But
was she the one that skipped into the ring? Like skipped?
Yes, she skipped around the ring. Yeah,
gotcha.
That was when she was the crazy, because she was crazy, like her crazy character. She was able to go back and forth with stuff. But I remember when she was talking about, where you guys couldn't lace up my Chuck Taylors. That promo was she was good. I enjoyed, from what I remember of it. Again, could be looking at the rose-colored glasses. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. But I think one of the reasons why it took. Because Punk came back, almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years ago at the end of October. And people were chanting AJ. I mean, in his first promo back, he even said AJ is, I think he might have called her April, but whatever he said, he's like, she's great and she sends her regards or whatever.
Yeah, people wanted it then. He mostly blew it off to the side though.
But people wanted it then. And so I feel like if they're, her and Punk are smart people, I feel like she's probably been training with Natty or whatever and just not been taking pictures, not been posting. Now, she did recently, I think this was at the end of July or early August, did post this picture. So she's jacked. She's in great shape. I'm hoping that they put in great training, and I hope she puts on a great show. Like, maybe she will come back and then tell people, hey, shut the fuck up. Or it'll be like Nikki in Paris and it'll be shit. But at least the storyline's been fun.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
2025, do we still need to have the picture with the phone in your hand?
I mean, well, I
can take a picture of myself and you don't see my phone in the least bit.
I get you. No,
I'm 59 years old, dude.
No, I don't take a lot of mirror pictures. So
I don't understand the whole mirror picture thing. I don't get it.
Yeah, I respect that. That's a good.
Today's phones are pretty complex, by the way.
They really, really are. You can do a lot of different things with it. Yeah, no, you're right. No, I respect that. I respect that statement.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of crazy,
yes.
You want to take a break and talk about Sunday Spaces real quick?
Yes, crazy? Absolutely. That's no, I'm excited for that. That'll be fun.
This Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern on X, we're gonna have Dr. Gina Passan. I'm not sure how to say her last name. I think it's Passan or Passan. I'll have to ask her.
No, I'm not 100% sure either. Here, give me 1 second. Let me pull up her Twitter profile.
It's Possin.
Okay. Yeah. Share screen.
So she'll be with us, and this will be a fun one because we're gonna. You'll get it when we get there. She'll go through her stuff, and she has a couple real cool stories to tell us before we get into her back.
Yeah. No. Here's the here's her Twitter profile. Different. Yeah, no, she's got, PhD, like right there, like for right there. We've had Dose on, and I know he's a lawyer, so it's pretty good. I love bringing in people. I love bringing in people that are much smarter than I am. I always say one of my favorite phrases on the planet is if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I feel like this is great. Like, this is going to be awesome. She's also been interactive with some of our other stuff. She's watched our stuff. She enjoys what we do. So if nothing else, it'll be a fun conversation, psychology about sports, wrestling, all of it. Like, my father was a psychology teacher. You know, I'm really excited about this
too. She
nice. And I mean, the Bray stuff on her page, like clearly she's a wrestling fan. Like that's
which we'll talk about Sunday.
I'm
hint on that.
Yeah.
Hint.
I mean, look at her pinned tweet. I mean, come on, Gina. I love you, Dr. Gina. I was calling Dr. Gina for now until we know that. I don't
be careful. Look at her. Look at the size of her husband.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, that's Bray. No. I just I mean, you can't ask for much more than that as your pinned tweet to be promoting what we're doing. I'm excited. I'm very
This was kind of done just on my little research. And what usually happens is I'll give you a little behind the scenes, folks. What I'll do is I'll book a guest and tell Jake, and Jake will go do some research on it and find some stuff he or she does, and we don't have no research here. We're just
right. This is one of those things where I've got a couple of things to maybe talk about, but I just figure asking questions and kind of letting people. I think it'd be similar to the conversation we had with Kevin Apollo. He knows wrestling way better than we ever were going to. So please, so what she knows about wrestling and psychology. Plus, as a fan, I'm excited to see how that kind of intertwines with the psychology, because I know there'll probably be points where her fandom might overtake what she knows about the psychology with it. It's going to be interesting. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting because when I heard her before, she was breaking down when you see an X account, like if you see my X account, you see, my name, a little bit of background, stuff like that. And she can break down mine from somebody that just has, Rob 35256 from nowhere, USA, and stuff. It's interesting. It'll be fun.
Right. Plus, I mean, she's from Tampa, so I mean that's like Wrestling Central. So I'm excited to see this, see where the conversation takes us. And as always, that's one of the things I love about what we do, whether we're talking about music or talking about psychology, talking about the law. I don't know. It's fun. I'm very, very excited for that one for sure. That's gonna be a fun time. So please, everybody, tune in this Sunday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put a tweet out. I'll put a tweet out today about it and repost it for it. I know she'll repost it. She's excited for it. So that should be a lot of fun. So.
One of the very few not very few, but a special time where I actually got a hold of somebody and they got back to me within 2 minutes and said, absolutely. I agree.
That's
I showed Jake where I asked her, I go, not, cheap plug. If you want to look at the station first and, look at our channel and maybe subscribe if you like it,
Yeah.
And she texted me back about a couple hours later. Yeah, love your show. Subscribed. I'm good. Thank you. Okay, peace.
Yeah. That was fun to see from my end too. It was like you have a new YouTube subscriber and a new Twitter follower, and I saw it was the same name. I'm like, and it was Doctor. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you explained who it was and what's about. I was like, this is awesome. I'm so excited. So that will be a lot of fun. Got a couple other things cooking too that we're really excited about. That we'll
and I will say, before we wrap up, I hope that things are going well over at the Don Wayne residence.
Yes.
Hopefully he's doing very good, and we send her.
Please, I know everybody's physically okay, and there's the whatever issues of the stuff that
I don't do thoughts and prayers, sir.
Yeah, it's just exactly. I'm not a big fan. Yeah. But that's the moment I heard, I really reached out to him, just because I'm in the same boat with you. I'm a little bit more than the thoughts and prayers, please. But everybody seems okay, and hopefully everything will be fine moving forward. It's a scary situation, man. There's a lot of storms going on anymore. Like we've had some crazy storms here in Phoenix. I know there was some flooding somewhere I saw on the news.
Bottles said his TV exploded.
Well, and fried the PS5 because the lightning strike. That's why you have surge protectors. So I feel like anything that was just plugged into a wall probably got popped,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm just glad everybody's okay and wasn't something that, started a fucking house fire or some shit.
Yeah, I know when we had a lightning storm here 2 years back, and it took down the tree across the street.
Oh, shit.
And as soon as, I was standing in a different room in this place, and I could hear the thunder and lightning I see lightning and hear thunder, and I have it at the same time.
Yeah.
It actually moved me off my feet. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What the hell just blew up in the house?
Right. No. Yeah. So we weren't home when it happened, but I remember when that there was a tree at my mom's house that she still lives in that got struck behind her house, and it got struck and split in half and knocked into her cement back wall and knocked over like the cinder blocks and stuff with it. And yeah, they didn't dig out the tree and fix the wall and everything. There's still, you can still see on the wall like which bricks are different. Yeah,
you can't.
Mother Nature's no fucking joke,
exactly. Exactly right.
No, for sure. But yeah, shout out
we
to
have
Don
anything
Wayne.
else? Are we good?
I was just gonna say, I'm like, I don't think so. I think we covered everything.
We covered. You slipped into topics very nicely, by the way.
I try. Hey, we're trying to. That's the thing is, I found a passion, man. This is something that I thoroughly enjoy, and that's why I always, shout out to everybody who subscribes and shares and enjoys what we do. Leaves a comment, whether you like it or don't. Let us know. We're interactive. We're trying to grow. We always want to improve and do more. That's why, that's why I enjoy the times that we've had on SC Maniacs.
Yeah, we actually listen to we actually reply to the comments because we learned stuff from the comments.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like in our Raja Jackson segment.
Yep.
The pictures, and it's no offense to you when I say this, the pictures that we had weren't real pictures of what was going on because he was still in the hospital, and you see pictures of him now. He's missing his teeth, and those pictures we were showing weren't right. I mean, it's not your fault.
Yeah, no, that's no
shit we were getting was happening. But people like Brad Becker responded to a comment and said, I think he's still in the hospital. I wrote back, I go, I don't know. We had the picture, and I did,
that's, which is one of our other big things. Like, hey, we are not going to always be correct. That's fine. I am not one of those
not
people
a news
who thinks
source.
that we're not and I don't have that much pride or ego where I'm going to defend, where I'm going to put a stake in the ground when I'm wrong. Like, no, I was right about. No, that's not what this channel is about. That's why we can have discussions and have disagreements and still be able to talk back and forth. And hell, so a lot of times the minds get changed. We're like we're talking with Bottles on the last Spaces, where I forget exactly what it was, but you changed both of them. I was like, you know what? Damn it, George, you're right. And I like it. That's what we do. Hey, that's the fun part of it. So please, everybody, like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know. We will always be interactive and having fun, and come out and hang out for the next Spaces. And we will catch you next time, everybody. Peace. Sweet.